Hello, Stacy. You're in a brewery. What are you doing in a brewery? Okay, before you have too many brews, give me your definition of 6'8". Hello, Robert. Did you get the 150 rudimental solos? Stacy, Robert, did you get them? Guys, give me your definition of 6'8". Okay, Charlie Wilcoxon. Rudimental drum solos, 150, All-American drummers. I'd like to hit on, let's see. Number 20. Number 20. Solo number 20. Well, I hate this delay. It drives me crazy because I'm asking a question, then I'm into something else and I get a response 10 seconds later of a question I asked and I forgot what I asked. Okay. Solo number 20. Now, I haven't had a chance to break any of these down. Come Monday, I am going to break down that Buddy Rich book, and I'm going to add rolls to those figures. Plus, I'm going to break them down in shorthand and the way they're written. So we all on solo number 20. Solo number 20, we in it? The 150 rudimental solo, solo number 20. I want to start 6/8. 1, ah, 1. Hello, Paul. The Charlie Wilcoxon 150 rudimental solos. Got it, Paul? Robert? Stacy? Yeah, that's the only thing I can do, Stacy, is blame the internet. Hey, da boonga da bunga. Solo number 20. I didn't break this down, and I will break it down for you. Hopefully right here. If not, I will break it down on the PDFs. Okay, we got it. The rudimental drum solos. 150 rudimental drum solos. Solo number 20. Charlie Wilcoxon, right. That's it, Paul. Got it, Robert? Who's this? Or, how you doing? I can't pronounce that name. Hold on. Welcome. Enjoy yourself. Hopefully I'll help you. Or Montanez, number 3. Okay. We're working out of Well, I sent them to you early this afternoon, Robert, but that's okay if you don't have it printed out. We're working at it at Charlie Wilcox and 150 rudimental drum solos. If you have the book, that's fine. If not, Raphael. Where are you from, Raphael? That's my email, Raphael. Email me, I'll send you a copy or of the solo we're working on tonight. Okay? Stacy's ready? You're in New York City. Okay, fine. All right. Email me after the lesson. I'll put you on my mailing list, and I'll give you, that allows me to give you the week's agenda, because I teach Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay? And if you're on my mailing list, you will get the week's agenda plus any PDFs if needed. The books I work from: Stick Control, Syncopation, Joe Morello's Master Studies 1, all of Gary Shafee's books, Mike Clark's brand new book and his older book. What else did I miss? I missed a few of them. But that's basically what we do. So hopefully I can help you and give us a little background of how long you've been playing and what kind of band you're in or who you're studying with, so on and so forth. Okay, I want to do solo number 20, and that's in 6/8. Now, this is related. Everything is actually related to the table of time. Both Joe Morello's Master Studies Table of Time and Dave Stanik's Mastering the Tables of Time. At first, you will not understand it until you start playing it a little bit, and hopefully you'll see it. And the Buddy Rich book too. Thank you, Stacy. I apologize. Okay, we're in 6/8. Now, 6/8 could be interpreted as a slow blues, or you could interpret it as a 4/4 jazz patterns. But that's a couple steps up the road here. So let's just take the solo the way it's written. And if you look at the first measure, my count, first off, I've been playing this so much that I don't even count it anymore. I do count it, but I don't count it. What's going on? Hold on. I don't count it the way I'm going to explain you to count it. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the first measure, before you hit the first measure, you have a pickup note. It's a 16th note triplet before the 1. So it's going to be 6 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 and 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6 and 1. I just played the first measure. Okay. Hoist, how you doing? Did you get the PDFs for this? That's the Charlie Wilcoxon solo number 20. Now, Philly Joe Jones loved this book. I never met Philly Joe Jones, unfortunately. And if you really listen to his solos, he's very influenced by Charlie Wilcoxon's rudimental solos. And he plays them in a jazz context. Now, actually, when I'm playing a jazz pattern, 1, 2, 3, if I count that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. So there's a deviation of the count. Not a deviation, but a different kind of count. When I'm playing in 4, 1 and the 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. But now I'm thinking 1 and 2 and, but I could also think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. You guys see that? That's where we're going eventually. But before we can go there, we need to understand how this flows. So we're going to take the first 3 measures or 4 measures, okay? And we have a pickup note. The pickup note means you're going to play one, well here it's one note before the downbeat of 1 of the next measure. And you have a 16th note triplet. So it's going to be 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And everybody said, what do I want to learn a march for? Well, that's why. 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Bang, 3, 4. You see that this 6, 8? Hey, Jimmy. I have something for Jimmy and the double bass players here. Now, I just played the first 4 measures with the double bass drums. So do that, Jim, on the 18. You see that, Paul? The 4-4, how it's related to the 6-8? That's the blues. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Simple. But first, like I said, let's go through how Charlie Wilcoxon presents it here. Now, in the first edition, there was a couple of mistakes. So when they do a second edition, they correct the mistakes. This is actually the second edition. I also have the third edition. However, the problem with this book, or the Charlie Wilcoxon books themselves, are not available anymore, because the publishing companies are negotiating who's going to purchase it and who's going to do it. What's this? All right, Jimmy, if it works for you. Okay, so now let's take the first line. Pickup note. 6 and 1, 2, 3. Look at the level. 4, 5, 6 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 6. 1, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 5. So no repeat. That's just a preview, okay? But let's play it up. Let me play the whole thing through you. I'm going to play it with the repeat. When I get to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 8th measure, I'm going to repeat it, okay? And then once I repeat it, go through it again and take the last section. I'm not going to repeat the last section, okay? You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Repeat. stays closed. Well, it's not that they're hard to get, Paul. They're out of publication. They're out of print. And like I had said, the publication companies, or whatever they are, whatever you want to call them, are negotiating the rights of the book. Now, the book is classic. 150 rudimental drum solos and the rudimental swing. Now, you're just playing, we're not approaching this as a march. See, that's the misconception of a lot of students. Oh, I don't want to learn how to play the march. I want to cook. Well, yeah, you can cook with this. Believe me, it's the table of time. You're in 6/8. You're also in 4/4. Everything is related. You do. Well, that's why they're expensive on Amazon, because they're out of print. You don't need to buy them. I'll supply things for you, Paul, Stacy, Jim. Jimmy's the one who did this for us, guys. So let's all say thank you, Jim, with his 18-inch bass drum. By the way, I'm going to be setting up my 18-inch bass drum, my 10-inch tom, and my 14-inch tom, my 4-piece drum set, when you and Seth come here. And we're going to do 4s and we're going to film them. Anybody have any questions, okay, on the solo that you want me to break it down? Look at the measures. Raphael, do you understand what I just did? See, when I'm playing in 4, I'm not thinking of 6/8. I'm not thinking of 4. I'm thinking of the melody. And now that melody can be played in 4 or 6. It's just like I said, do Satin Doll in 6/8. How can you play Satin Doll in 6/8 when it's in 4/4? They're related. Okay? And I'll explain that to you eventually. All right. Does anybody understand? Need any questions answered for the first 4 measures? You understand, Stacy? How about you, Jimmy, Paul, Hoist, Robert, Raphael? Anybody want me to break things down for them? Now, what you need to do is really work on the levels, because the levels are going to give you the accents, the sound that you need. Who's this? You can't read music. Why can't you read music? Raphael, how long have you been playing? Raphael, how long have you been playing? Because we're going to set up a program starting maybe in July at 1 day a week, the 2 lessons, the 1 p.m. and the 7 p.m. Reading. You have any books? You understand, Hoist? No, not yet. What does that mean, Robert? No questions yet, okay. Well, it's a nice thing to work on. Yeah, well, I was in the military, the Army band. I got a lot of experience there. Some good people, and I played with some good people. But a little bit about me, I studied on and off. My last teacher was Joe Morello for 30 years, on and off. Yeah, of course you have to work on it, but if you're going to work on it, take measure by measure. Leave the pickup note off, all right? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Just do the first measure over and over again. You're starting in this position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feel the first measure and go to the second measure. It's the same, What changes is the third measure, and you have to watch the levels. Who's Old Dog? Okay. We're working at a Charlie Wilcoxon, Old Dog. You should have a copy. Solo number 20. Let's break the rudiments down. First off, if you look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the fifth measure, you're playing your bass drum on 1 of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now here's the relationship to that in the table of time. You have groupings of 9 and groupings of 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Do we see that, guys? Do we see that? Yes, no? Who's OD? Old Dog. Oh, I'm sorry. You guys drive me crazy. But that's okay, I love it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. We all see it. You see the relationship with the figures and the table of time? Now, nobody owns the table of time, but it's presented it's really presented very well in the Joe Morello's Master Studies and the David Stenick's Table of Time, Mastering the Tables of Time. Both are clever drummers, good drummers. Well, one's great, one's good. Well, they just do what they do, and they do it very well. All right, we all understand what I'm doing so far. I want to hit on the 6/8 first. Let me try to give you a 2/4 solo, okay? Let's try the 2/4 solo. I shouldn't be using this book. All right, let's go to solo number 1. It's a pretty simple solo. Now you're going to use your rudiments. You're in 2/4, 2 beats to a measure. Each quarter note receives a count or beat. The first measure, 2 rudiments, the flam tap, all right, the flam paradiddles. First 8 measures. Do we understand that? You can play it in 4, but you should play it in 2. First, take it as it's presented. 1, 2, we're going to march down the street. Do we understand what I'm doing, guys? Yes, no? You understand, Tracy? Paul's got it? Old Dog, how about you? We're on solo number 1. Jimmy, solo number 1. Raphael, solo number 1. I will present them to you, Raphael, if you email them to me, okay? And we're going to learn how to read. Reading is essential. You know, everybody says, well, Buddy Rich didn't know how to read. Well, sure did. Joe Morello didn't know how to read. He sure did. Believe me. Reading is understanding the rhythms, the language, and the math. Do we agree with that? Now, this book to me is old, but it's a brand new book here, but it's an old book. I've been in this book for years. And, you know, I didn't really go through the whole book because I ventured and journeyed off into a lot of other things. We understand it, okay? Now, we are going to take a rudimental breakdown of the roles from the Buddy Rich book and the reading in this book, the first two. Solo number 1, solo number 20. And I'm going to show you as we go on how it's related to a jazz time or a rock pattern. And the one book I want to start to hit, and everybody should have it now, is Mike Clark's Funk Drumming. And then we'll get into a comparison with his jazz drumming. The guy, you know, he is a great jazz drummer. He really is. Okay? And he became prominent or known or visible in the drum community because he played with Herbie Hancock. And Herbie Hancock, that was more or less that, he was playing a funk, you know, a whole lot of funk inside of it with Herbie Hancock. But in reality, Mike is a really great jazz drummer. And I've saw him in person with Lenny White. And he's been here 4 or 5 times. Okay, and they label him as funk. Marcio, I'm mad at you. Very mad, Marcio. I don't usually get mad or upset. Yeah, hi, Paul. Ignore me. Okay. Now, you're going to have to wait for the breakdowns until Monday. Now, remember what I said in July, rather. Instead of 4 days a week, we're going to go to 2 days a week. For July and August, anyway. September, I will be doing lessons on YouTube and my site. Okay? Now, the lessons for July and August are going to be flexible. I don't know what days. You guys come to a decision. What 2 days you would like, Monday and Wednesday, Monday and Tuesday, Monday and Thursday, whatever the people agree upon. Remember, let's come up with something, okay? Think about it. But it might be, let's say it's Monday and Tuesday of the first week of July. That's cool, let's just say. But now the second week of July, something's come up with me, so I might make it Monday and Thursday, or Tuesday and Thursday, depends. You absolutely have to read. That's not an if or a band. You have to count. Counting is essential. You have to know the language. You want to grow with your instrument, know the language. That's like, yeah, man, I'm going to Cuba to learn salsa. Well, if you don't speak their language, you're not going to play their music. I mean, not that you have to be fluent, but you need to understand the music itself. All right, that's good, Paul. Sunday morning, 6 a.m., okay? Just kidding. All right, but counting and reading and understand terminology and review your fractions. That's all it's about. Rhythm is fractions, other than the spiritual thing or the feel, you know, and it's all related. Believe me. If I did a measure of 4/4, it's related to 6/8. It's related to 2/4. It's also related to 5/8. You know, there's so much, man. I don't know where sometimes I get not confused. Yeah, we'll come up with something. Tuesday and Wednesday would be good. That gives you Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday to practice. And yes, Tuesday and Wednesday is a better deal because I give you something Tuesday if you're uncertain of something, you know, you're going to do it again Wednesday, so you have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday to practice. Monday and Thursday, Tuesday and Wednesday. All right, we'll come up with something good. You're confusing me there, Bob. We'll come up with something, and it'll work for everybody, okay? What I'm looking forward to is having Stacy and Seth sit here with me, and they're gonna critique the lessons. Okay, they're gonna find, all this stuff with the internet delay, and it's hard for me to see what you're doing. Now, Stacy sent me and Paul sent me a video, and their hands look fantastic. They're working hard. Okay, and Paul, your hands look great. Stacy, unreal, man. You got it going on. Now, it would be nice if I could see Jimmy's hands, Paul, Marcio, Robert. Get yourself a decent kind of camera and do some filming. It's only going to help you. But when Stacy and Seth come here, they're going to see how all the stuff that I've been talking about comes together. They're going to be like, the first day, to the last day, and go, wow. Okay? Now, I'm going to break down the Buddy Rich book, the roles. It seems that there's some uncertainty. Yeah, the majority is going to rule on that, Robert. But the bottom line is I want to see what it's okay with me. You the same too, Raphael? All right, Raphael, do you have Skype by any chance? It's a free. You're on your computer with a camera. You could talk to me. Anyway, I do want to teach some more. I don't know what to teach you from the 150 rudimental solos to the Buddy Rich book to the levels. Okay? What would you like to work on before Monday? Because you have now Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to practice. Anything that you're not certain of, throw it at me. We'll get it together. I really wish they would fix this delay. Well, Skype is free, Raphael. All you need to do, let me put it here. Just hit that link, and it's a free download, and you'll have it. If you have a camera, you have a laptop, or a tower. What do you have, Raphael? Self-teaching is not good. Because you want to learn, that's a great thing. You listen to a tune, and some of the tunes that are out there these days are so simple. Everybody can play time to a tune. Just tap your foot, 1, 2, 3, 4, or whatever time signature it's in, that's fine. But knowing what they're doing with the right hand, what a backbeat is, where the bass drum feels, it'll open up so many doors. You need. All right, well, when you get a camera, that'd be cool. Don't be sorry. All right, now, guys, please, anything you want to go over right now before Monday that you're not sure of. We have the linear concepts. We have understanding the abbreviated way of writing 30-second notes, the table of time, jazz patterns, the sango, the samba, the cascara. What would you like to go over? I need some info, guys, please. Por favor. Marcio. No, you didn't. Anything you want to go over? Yeah, you missed the linear time, Paul. Thank you, Paul, for doing that. So we have Raphael is a computer genius. Good for us. We all have to practice. See, that's why, let me explain. I just love what I do, and I don't mind doing it 100 days a week if there was 100 days. What I charge for membership is $19.95 or whatever, okay? And I opened this one up for free to network. Now, I did some research. This guy's doing 2 days a week, one in the afternoon, one in the evening. They're charging $29.95. And you don't get no PEDs. You don't get what you're getting from me. So, I feel good about that. Shafee's using one finger. I'm unsure, Shafee's using one finger. What do you mean one finger? What's he doing with one finger? So some of the things that first off, I happen to think Gary Shafee is a genius and a great player and a great instructor. Now, I don't know what you mean by one finger. I don't know what you mean by that. I mean, I never use just one finger. You're talking about the fulcrum? Now, let's discuss that. I don't really get too much into that, but this is your basic formation. See it? Got it? A lot of guys extend this finger and use the 3 fingers back here to house the stick, and their pivot point is the thumb. Now, they'll use the 2 fingers, or the 3 fingers, or the 4 finger, like the 4th finger. Is that what you're talking about, Stacy? I don't really deal with that. I think, first off, let me tell you about instructional publications. You have 100 pages, you have 80 pages, all different kinds of things. You realize that those authors, you realize that the authors have a hard time playing the whole thing. At least when I do something, I'm like the stick control book formulas, I can play every one of them and explain them. I didn't fill in the blanks as, all right, let me give them more pages. But there are books out there that the drum teachers just don't hang out, are able to play. And that's not a put down, that's a sellable thing, it's a marketing thing. But I would highly recommend Gary Shafee's books. Absolutely. Mike Clark. All right, Dave Stanek. Absolutely. Joe Morello, George Lawrence Stone, and Ted Reed. And now to Charlie Wilcoxon. I will send everybody a little bit of a history on Charlie Wilcoxon. Okay? Well, thank you, Robert, but, that's a, wow. Huh. That's cool. All right. Anyway, you say I deserve more. I don't deserve more. It's not about finances. It helps, pays the mortgage and the utilities and so on and so forth. Okay, but it's you guys are like everybody else. I get from my in-house students when they come. I charge them by the month, depending on their age. If they're playing in New York City or they want to learn a certain thing, I negotiate a price, and usually it's $100 a lesson, which is cool. We're talking like Mike Clark, Alan Herman. Well, I never really charged them or taught them per se. We've exchanged ideas, but like Mark Walker, for example, he's a professor at Berklee College of Music, and he wants to take lessons from me. Now, the guy's brilliant. He's a great player, and he wants to learn the level system. All right, I could show him that, but other than that, the guy's unbelievable. Anyway, no review or anything, and be prepared next week. We're going to have some strong lessons. Okay? You have everything that you need now. You have the Charlie Wilcox 150 rudimental solos. You have Joe Morello's Table of Time, the Stick Control book, the Syncopation book, and Chafee's books. Okay, guys, I'm going to sign off, and I'm going to see everybody Monday, 1 p.m. Okay, so have a great and productive weekend. Please feel free to email me with some questions, and I will try to help you if I can. All right, I'm going to say good night, and I'm going to see if there's going to be any questions. Yes? No? Randy, you been hiding? Where you been, Randy? You should have come into the chat and at least say hello in the beginning. Okie dokie. Guys, no problem, Raphael. Everybody have a good weekend. We'll see everybody Monday, 1 p.m.